opened in 1995 as Jacksonville Municipal Stadium when this franchise entered the NFL. We welcome you to Jacksonville and TIAA Bank Field. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. 22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And off we go from Jacksonville. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
They'll start on the ground. Etienne. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. On first down, right back to Etienne. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. The Jaguars at 7-8 now on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw here taken in by Ingram. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And this is incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Tua to throw again. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. On the counter, Etienne. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. Here's Tua. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Kenneth Murray in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So now on comes the field goal unit. And, wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner, doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's probably saying, if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30? This is caught inside the 15. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Herbert. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. 2nd and 5. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That's caught, and it's Eckler again. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher, and that's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back.
Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Tua sets up to pass it. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, it's Tua. This is caught. It's Kirk. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away. Ross on the return. 35 yards that time on the punt, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early.
He's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Anthony Schwartz, 75 yards. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
On 2nd and 12, Tua. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. Looking to pass. Tua. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And room there to work it inside the 25. And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms. But I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover, a takeaway, a key sack on 3rd down, a 3-and-out. Something lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Here's Herbert. He finds his target, Allen. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Now, this is a quarterback that's already in the top 100 all-time in passing yards, but that last throw going to move him past Roger Staubach on the all-time list. Roger Charles at 22,700.
Don't forget, he also won 2 Super Bowls, played from 1969 to 1979. And I would dare say Roger's numbers would be larger, but remember, he had a commitment to the Navy, a graduate of the Navy.
And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Anthony Schwartz with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others. And the Chargers take a 3-touchdown lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse, and this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And Ingram holds it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards.
That's good for a Jaguars. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Tua now on 1st down. He targets Ingram for another grab. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long, had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
Tua's throw here into the hands of Jones. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a 1st down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Complete to Travis Etienne. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Chargers' 29-yard line.
On play action, here's Tua. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Handoff running left is Etienne. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 19-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Tua. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Slot man moves right. And they'll run with Etienne. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. In motion right is Jones.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
One more time with Etienne. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. They'll try to run with Etienne. And this time he is in. Travis Etienne
His 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point up and good by Garibay.
And they'll cut the lead to 21-7.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
He's going to wind up and air it out.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Rayshon Jenkins picks it off. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers because I'm not that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right, it felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Herbert off of play action. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The 26 big yards on that one. It's another first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed.
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A.
Anthony Schwartz
from 6 yards away.
And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. On first down, Tagovailoa. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field.
Rifles one, and it's going to be intercepted.
Derwin James with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD.
And, Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick six.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Tagovailoa trying again after the pick six.
And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Tua going to throw. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley.
And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, still in the 3rd quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Joey Bosa getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Charger drive about to get going. They're just looking to do more of the same. They were good in the first half. They've extended their lead so far here in the second half. I don't know, they're just looking good on hitting on all cylinders right now.
And sometimes that means a head coach who really has a finger on the pulse of the team may not have anything to say at all. May tell the rest of the coaches, just back it off a little bit. This team has it under control. I remember hearing about Bob Knight years ago in basketball, getting ready to give the final speech before the gold medal game in '84. And on the board, Michael Jordan had written, "Coach, after all we've been through, there's no way we're losing tonight." He didn't even give a pregame speech.
Wow, interesting. Well, right now, no speech is needed. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Herbert operating from the red zone. And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's second down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
He's got another first down, and he's also just a few yards short of 200 for the ball game.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a first and goal.
It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Schwartz. Touchdown! Anthony Schwartz, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
A loss of 10 yards on the play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game. But that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use it.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. This is a counter play. Eckler.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
Running on first down, Eckler. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert.
Open man here, Schwartz, complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sets his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And that is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Screenplay, here's Etienne. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Here we go. Hey, green. Black shot.
4th down, fourth quarter. Here's Tua. A slant to Jones. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. So the 4th down conversion sets him up with this. 1st and 10 at the 40. And now here is another interception.
Derwin James with a pick.
And the Chargers will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading.
And the ball is knocked out, and the Jags grab it. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked by Kenneth Murray. And the Chuck. Take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And they hope to polish things off, and what a run they are on as they try to turn a 6-game win streak into a 7-game win streak.
And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And that's the type of run that you'll live with. In this game, he's had a good number of carries. He's just been unable to really break off anything substantial.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 21-yard line.
It's Eckler again. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Here's Herbert.
Throw left side. There's Schwartz with it.
And some room to roam now.
And he'll be marked out at about the 26-yard line.
Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did